Hi guys, welcome to another one. In this video, I'm going to share with you one tool that you can use if you want to identify a journal where you can possibly publish your research. Maybe you've conducted research as a student or as a practitioner, and you're looking for a journal to publish your research. So in this video, I'm going to share with you um, one one tool that you could actually use. I've used this tool some time back, and it's a tool that has been around for some years now. I particularly want to encourage occupational therapy students and occupational therapists to actually publish all the fantastic work, the good work that we are doing. It's important that it's published out there. Because I mean, looking at the diversity of the settings that we work in as occupational therapists, it's quite important that we have as many publications, because the problem is if we are just doing our fantastic work and we are doing research and we're not publishing research and we're only leaving publishing of research to just a few individuals, it only means that the available evidence in terms of what we do as a profession will only be coming from a very small group of people, and it's their worldview that will sort of like be available within the evidence that we use. So I'd like to encourage people to publish their work, particularly from the groups that are underrepresented within the profession of occupational therapy. Of course, the tool that I'm going to be sharing, it's a tool that can be used by any profession, in any field, on any subject, really. But I'm just sharing on this platform because I know that on this platform, majority of the audience, it's occupational therapists, occupational therapy students, and some people in allied health professions and similar professions. So I'm just gonna share my screen. Okay, cool. So the tool that I'm sharing with you today is called J.A.N.E. J.A.N.E for Journal Author Name Estimator. This is a tool that can help you to identify journals that could possibly match with your research. So if you've done your research, maybe you did a research as an undergraduate occupational therapy student or in any other field, but the examples that I'm going to be using here, they are based in occupational therapy. Or maybe it's a master's project or it's a PhD that you're working on and you're looking for suitable journals where you can actually publish your work. Or maybe you're a practitioner, you're doing operational research and you feel like, okay, this is good research that you want to publish. So this tool really, it allows you to search for journals that align with the title of your research. So you can either search with the title or you can also search with the abstract. If you've already written the manuscript and you've got an abstract, you can actually paste your abstract here and search for journals that align. Right, so I'm going to just type a topic, for example, the experiences of occupational therapy students with their first practice placement. Okay. So the experiences of occupational therapy students with their first practice placement. Okay, in other places it might be called field work or attachment. So let's say this is the title that I've written on, and I would want to look for possible journals where I can actually publish a study with this title. So what you will then do is you'll then go to if you look at the bottom here, there's find journals, find authors, find articles. So if you go to find journals, what J.A.N.E will do is it will pull up journals that are aligned to some extent with the title that I've entered in the search box. It also gives you the levels of confidence or in other words, it shows you the journals that align with your title or your abstract, whichever you'll have put in the search box. It shows you the ones that are more aligned in descending order, So for example, the title that I've just entered, I can see that it's the Australian Occupational Therapy Journal that has got the most alignment to the title that I've searched for. The other thing that you might want to take note of is J.A.N.E is only pulling on journals that are indexed in Medline, as well as PubMed Central. So that's the other thing. So this tool is not, the search is not exhaustive. It's just helping you to identify journals that are indexed in Medline and those that are indexed in PubMed. So there might be a whole lot of other fantastic journals which will not appear, but it's a starting point. It's one way of identifying the journals that you could actually use. It also gives you some highlights for journals that have got high quality open access. I'll do another video around looking for open access journals that are actually free, but that will be another video. So that's what you can do. As you can see, there's a whole lot of journals that you could possibly publish the title that focuses on the experiences of occupational therapy students with their first practice placement. So that's one way of doing it. The other way of doing it, if I can just perform another search. So our title was focusing on the experiences of occupational therapy students with their first placement. You can also search if an abstract, like I said before, you paste your abstract here and then you can click search, you can find the journals. But you can also search using keywords. So if you click here, as you can see, it now says enter your query here. So what we do is, if we think of the example that I just gave, so we will be having search words or keywords like experiences. So you use Boolean terms if they are synonyms. So for example, it could be experiences or it could be perceptions. So these are experiences of perceptions of occupational therapy students. So my next keyword will be occupational therapy students. Okay. And we are searching around their perceptions about practice placements. So my other term will be practice placement, or field work as it is known in other places, or it could be simply attachment. Okay. And then I then search for the journals. So if I search, it also brings up the journals that I could possibly publish in. On the right side, it gives you article influence. So article influence basically measures how often articles in this journal are cited within the first 5 years after the publication. Okay, and then it also shows you the articles for each journal. So for example, from the Journal of Allied Health, if I click to say articles, these are the articles that it will show me, which are linked to the key terms that I've searched for. Same applies if it's the occupational therapy in healthcare. click on there, it will show you the specific articles. Okay, so that's what you can do if you're looking for appropriate journals that you could publish your work in. So once you have done this, you will then need to copy the name of the journal and then search it separately. When you go to the website of the journal that you think it aligns better with your study, you will then need to have a look at their scope just to confirm that it's in line with what you have in your article. Also search other things like the frequency of publication. So for example, if you're doing a PhD and you're doing a PhD by publication and your graduation is linked to you having published papers, you wouldn't want to select journals that may publish only once a year. So look at the frequency of publication. Some journals publish once a year, some publish biannually, others publish quarterly, and then there are also others that publish monthly, especially those that publish articles as soon as they are accepted online, and then later on they'll bring a print version. So that's something that you need to consider. The other consideration as well is the charges for publication. I know it sounds weird that you are the researcher, you are the one who has written the article, but then you are supposed to pay in order to publish in a journal. That's the traditional way of how journals work. In as much as it sounds unfair to me, but that's how it is. So you might also need to consider whether the journal charges any fees, article processing charges. So I will do another video where I'll share another tool that you can use to identify journals that are open access, but they don't charge article processing fees. So in terms of these charges, usually, depending on the university or institution that you're affiliated to, sometimes there is an arrangement that the institution covers the publication fees. If not, then if the journal is charging article processing charges, then it means you as the author, you are the one who then is supposed to pay. But there are a whole lot of other journals where you can actually publish without paying. Okay, right. You can also let me just go back to search abstracts and title. I'm not going to do an example of abstract. It's just basically the same thing. You just paste your abstract there, and then you can search. Sometimes you might want to find authors. Okay, so for example, I'll put my favorite area of research, which is occupational justice. So if you say occupational justice and you want to find the authors in this area, and then you click here on find authors, it gives you a list of people who have published around occupational justice in journals that are indexed to either Medline or PubMed Central. Okay, so it gives you the name of the author. It gives you sometimes there's an email address, sometimes there is no information on the email address, and then it shows you the articles that they have published. So this is a tool that you can use. Maybe you are looking for a reviewer for your journal. Sometimes when you submit an article, the journal asks you to propose people that you think could be reviewers. So you can use this tool to actually identify people who have got research that aligns with the research that you have done, and then you can then suggest for them to be reviewers. You can also use this tool to find mentors for your research. Probably you're doing research on a specific topic, and then you can search for the authors on that topic. I'm actually glad here that I'm seeing my name is somewhere there. Some of the names are actually very familiar here. I know Malfitano, I know Prof. Jobe was my supervisor, Prof. Galvan, I know Nunji, Mavindize, I know some of the people here. So it's actually a good tool that you can actually use. And if you want to see the articles that have come up based on your search, you can actually just, I'll go to mine. You just go to show articles, and then you can actually see the articles that have been published by that particular author. So that can actually help you as well if you want to look for the people. Okay, so that's another thing that you could do using this tool. You can also find articles without looking for the journals or without looking for the authors. You can also find articles if you've got a topic of interest or a concept of interest that you want to find what has been published about it. You can actually go there and just click on find articles, and then it gives you a list of articles that have been published on that particular concept. So this might help you if you are thinking about starting to do a research and you wonder how much research or what literature gaps are there within a certain area. You could actually type it there and then you search for the articles on J.A.N.E. But remember, like I said, J.A.N.E is limited because it's not searching all databases. It's only searching for those that are linked to Medline and PubMed Central. Okay, I hope you'll find this video helpful and you'll be able to find some good journals where you can submit your research. Like I said, I encourage you, publish, publish, publish. That would be great if we have diverse voices publishing in occupational therapy from the diversity of the settings that we have in occupational therapy. It would be really fantastic. If we just let a few people continue to just publish, it means the narrative within our body of evidence will only be based on the worldview of those few. So I really encourage people to publish their studies, particularly authors or scholars or researchers who are underrepresented within occupational therapy and occupational science. We know that from the foundations of this profession, the profession was initiated to a greater extent, and they've done a lot of work by white women who are of middle class. So it's important that we have as many voices coming through to share knowledge from different perspectives of the profession. Okay, so thank you very much. Don't forget to watch out for the next video where I'll show you one tool that you can use to identify journals that are free to publish in. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, I do encourage you to subscribe to the channel, and we then continue to share ideas on this platform. Thank you very much.